2, 1, live.
Happy New Year!
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to FiestaWatch. This is episode 12, season 2. This is your host, Noah, alongside the other host. That's what we call him around these parts, Wyatt.
The other host. I like it.
Host number 2. What's up?
Nothing much. We're back again to talk
You caught
about...
your breath finally after Sunday?
Yeah, after that. Oh god, we'll get to it later. But that 100 Thieves game, like you guys know, like I adopted that team like prior to the season before we even saw the rosters because Aftermo was there. And that game.
What a fucking battle that was.
That game.
But let's kick things off with some tragic news. We'll begin in the LCK. SK Telecom took down KSV. The dream's over.
They did, yeah. And
the series was kind of close.
It was fairly close. It was a while ago. Like I've forgotten now. That was like 4 days ago. I've slept a couple times, so
upwards of 3 times I could sleep.
Yep. But it was really close. It was pretty close. It wasn't a stomp by any means. Like it was a 2-1. It was pretty close. As far as I remember, like I think the last game, it wasn't even like a blowout or anything. Like
the last game was kind of a blowout.
Was it?
Yeah, that was when Tall on Cassiopeia just popped off.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then Kufi took Rise and just got absolutely shit on.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, so that was kind of a stomp. But the first 2 games were pretty close.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna lie. The first time we saw Tall play like top lane Cass and these top lane carries, I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
Right. But now against a team that has been struggling the way KSV has been struggling, I kind of like it right now. How about you?
Yeah. No, I think that was good. It felt like a good read because against a team like KSV, like you said, they're struggling. They kind of don't really know what they're doing. They were, just playing kind of off. So I think something like that was enough to kind of catch them off guard, or at least it forced him into a bad matchup. Like force him to take Rise, and then you're just like, oh, sweet, this is easy for me. I can just go ahead and pop off. So I think that was like a good read for SKT to do that. I don't think that'll work moving forward because if you're going to run the gauntlet, you've got 3 very, very tough
very
teams.
Very scary teams. Yeah. But hey, this is a start. Not only that, we're on the Kai'Sa patch. Kai'Sa is first pick priority for SKT. Bang showed up on the pick on the first game. He got that nice 1v3 triple kill at the end, where he kind of pogged off. Bang had a really great split. Not great split. We've been ragging him all split.
He had a pretty bad split.
He had a great series this couple days ago. I think he stepped up when he needed to, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Although he wasn't the secondary carry of this team.
Yeah.
It was still fucking Tall. He's still the third. God damn it, Bang. You've been here the longest.
Like you said, he stepped up when he needed to, but he's not doing enough. Like you can't, like your rookie.
He's not taking over as much.
Yeah, like your rookie should not be the second option for you.
Hey, rookies are good.
I mean, that's fair, but when you've got a guy who has world championship experience, like you've been in
multiple
this role,
championships.
like you not only, but like
hypothetically, it's his meta.
Yeah, like it's his meta. You've been with this. You're like this bot lane duo has been together for like.
Well, effort. This is effort now, not Wolf.
Oh, that's true. Right. Well, no. Wolf played in one of the games.
I'm going through and I'm checking.
He played in game 3.
I feel like it should be correct.
According to Gamepedia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wolf was in there. They subbed in Wolf, and it's like, okay, we need to make sure we actually win this one.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, even still, like you've been in this position with like fakers right above you. Like this is what you've been doing for like 4 years now. Like you should be stepping up.
And it's a bot centric meta.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially when we look at like we'll get to 100 Thieves in a second, but like when you look at a series like that where it was basically decided in the bot lane, first picks, you got bot lane people popping off, like doing tons of damage with Caitlyn and Ashe. So like you figure this should be your time to be like, hey guys, don't worry about it. I got it. I can help us. We'll get this shit done. Right. And he's just not really doing that. He's just kind of being like, hey, I'll I'll help out a little bit.
He cleans up in the late game. That's about it.
Yeah.
And then even then, it's inconsistent. Also, with Tall, I think I have to point this out. He played Cassiopeia twice.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the other game was a Gangplank.
That sounds right, yeah.
In game 2, yeah. Though, I don't know. I'm pretty sure other teams are more comfortable not having to go heads up in the top lane. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to be like, okay, we can afford to throw a tank in there. We're fine.
Yeah, especially like when you're going up like next or in
KT. It's KT.
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
Oh my God.
Like that's a little. I mean, that pulls us right into the next matchup. But like you're playing against Smeb up in that top lane. Like I don't know if that's gonna work playing against somebody like that.
Smeb smash, dude. Like
yeah, and then just like not to get too far ahead, but like just looking forward, you've got Smeb, you've got Keen and Khan. Like you've got some pretty tough matchups in that top lane. And so it's like I don't know if you're going to be able to rely on Tall that much more, which means that Bang it's even more imperative that he steps
Antara, yeah, because it's like it's not the top laner that you can't change out the top laners necessarily. Like Antara is not going to do shit for you.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like that top, and we've already talked about the jungle. Like they've got Blossom, but
so many they've got a lot of problems in addition to having Blossom.
Yeah, so it's like you've got Faker's your rock. He's going to be your guy, but then after that, like it has to be Bang. And if they want to beat KT, if they have any hope of beating KT, it has to be like Bang has to step up more so. Like we need to see Bang from Worlds, like Bang from playoffs last year. As they come there, they're coming for Bang. They heard that we were talking shit about him. They're like, "Oh God, we gotta help him."
It's the Reddit police. Yeah, let's look ahead at this next matchup: KT versus SKT. First question for you, Wyatt. You're not Wyatt. You're Wyatt. I'm just looking at their logo, and it's just dominating my brain. Who's starting in the mid lane for KT? Is it gonna be Ukal or Ucal? Is it gonna be what the hell is his other name? Pawn. Yeah, some other nerd. Yeah.
I think you go with I think I go with Pawn
to start the series.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm thinking almost the opposite. Ukal has had incredible success as of late. Even not incredible. He's been successful as of late. That's
true.
Let's tone it back a little bit.
Yeah.
And plus, it's the beginning of the series. So then, if he cracks under the pressure, you can sub in Pawn, right?
That's true. And I forget this is a 5-game too, not a game like that. So I think in that situation, it would make more sense to be like, all right, let's just put him out, see what he does, and then you can always readjust afterwards.
Right.
Rather than lose a game in the middle of the set.
Even whenever you go against SKT, you have mid lane's going to be difficult, right?
Yeah.
You're never expecting to smash your mid lane matchup unless you draft Faker into a really bad situation and you camp him to high hell.
Yeah, like at most you're going to break even.
Well, you can sometimes go ahead, but Faker will still be relevant later in the season.
Exactly, yeah. You can never fully neutralize Faker, I feel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He really has bad games. That's what we're trying to say. But what about the top lane? How bad do you think Smeb's going to teach these kids whole lessons and
Smeb, ever since SKT won on Saturday, Smeb has just been sitting there going like this, just figuring out
the run back is time.
How am I going to do this? How badly am I going to fuck this kid up,
Do I go tanks? Do I go carries? He can play both at an incredible level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's going to have a field day. And I think this is when the deficiency in the top lane, losing Huni, this is when you're going to have a little bit of a struggle, and you're going to be like, damn, maybe we should have did a little bit more to try and keep that top lane going, because, this is going to be rough, I feel.
Right. I feel almost bad, for Ukal, in that his first playoff series against Faker has this SKT sucks caveat, or not sucks, SKT's nowhere close to where they've been in terms of their legacy.
Yeah.
And if you're a new player coming to the LCK, you're like, all right, I'm gonna beat up Faker. We're gonna go to playoffs. We're gonna beat SKT. It's like, this is the SKT I get to beat. What the
Yeah,
hell?
right, exactly. It's like usually fighting SKT, you're like, oh shit, we're gonna go to the best of the best, and then now you're just kind of like, well, I'm fighting SKT, but like, it's
What is SKT now?
It's SKT. It's 2018 SKT, which is like meh.
Right. So let's get some predictions out of the way. KT versus SKT versus the cop car won't leave you the fuck alone.
Yeah, no, seriously, they're coming after me today.
Hey, there's a lot of crazy shit happening in California today. I don't know. Thoughts and prayers out to the people at the YouTube campus. Like,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's. Oof.
Man, feels
yeah.
bad.
It's been a crazy week, and like somebody in chat said, like we'll get to double lift a little bit later.
Yeah.
But like it's been a hell of a week.
It's been a hell of a year.
It's only Tuesday.
It's been a hell of like a year and a half, realistically.
Yeah, seriously.
But let's we're here for esports, Wyatt, and I'm here to predict a KT win.
Oh Jesus Christ, that scared me. My door just slammed. The window's open, so like the door slammed shut. Anyways,
gotcha. And I think it's going to be a 3-1. I'm going to take the conservative bet, but I see Smeb as a huge plus for KT here. I think UCal will do a good job against the Faker, and I like KT's bot lane much more than I like the bottom lane of SKT, as you well know. What about you? What do you think?
I almost want to say 3-0 for KT, but I do think that SKT has enough to at least get a game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they'll do something. And considering how weird Tall's champion picks are, he's also a Trundle main. Or a Trundle one trick, I think.
Yeah.
So they have enough new stuff to maybe cheese out a win, but I think it will be a cheesy win. I don't expect them to be like go heads up and beat KT.
Yeah, like I think in the head-to-head matchups in all the lanes, like except for probably like mid lane, like KT has a pretty strong advantage, I think. And like you said, SKT, if they win a game, it's not going to be like, oh shit, SKT's back, they're stopping people. Like they'll barely eke out a win, maybe, but KT is just it's gonna be like the last two series between these two teams in the spring. And KT dominantly won both series. Right,
exactly. So are you going for that 3-0 or that 3-1?
I'm going to go with 3-1, just because I think SKT...
Pro tip, if you ever have to make a series bet, 3-1 is the best way to go in a best of 5. It's super conservative. It's most likely to happen. It's the common. Yep. It's the 3-1 is the way to go.
Yep, it's like you don't want to really you don't want to completely say this team is garbage, but like you think they're garbage.
But you really do.
Yeah. I'll give them a win.
It's the PG way of saying this team's trash.
Yeah, you give them a pity win. That's all it is.
Dude, hell yeah. All right, let's move on to the European League of Legends Championship Series. Splice versus G2. An incredible set.
Yeah, maybe? It basically went how we kind of thought it was going to.
3-1
against all odds, like G2 is still G2.
Why? What do you mean against all? I told Wyatt.
I mean, I guess not against all odds, but like
to me,
against the hopes and dreams of us that were thinking we're
the
going to
hopes and dreams of you. Shut up.
Although I do think it won't be a new champion because Fnatic is like one of the 3 teams that have won it.
Yeah, it's the old guard. This is C9 versus TSM all over again.
Jesus, it's so dumb. I just a new teams do something. And then you've got just as a side note, you've got Schalke that thing you posted in the chat earlier.
They're not letting their jungler go into a Reddit post.
And nowhere else. That's all we heard was in a Reddit post. And it wasn't even a normal post where you're just like, hey, Schalke is let go of Pride. It was like, hey guys, so after
a comment in a thread.
Yeah, it was a comment in a thread. They're like, after we had a terrible split, we sat down and talked about it, and we were trying to figure out what went wrong. And with that in mind, we're gonna get rid of our jungler. Or no, they even said we're getting rid of. They're like, we're looking for a new option at jungler or something.
Yeah.
What is this? Come on.
Wait, you couldn't have drafted this into at least a press release? Okay, let's rewind. There's so many better avenues. You could put this in a YouTube video of somebody explaining what's going on.
Yeah, you could have taken somebody to In-N-Out like the Valley did.
An In-N-Out, a twit longer. You can make a Facebook post. You can do a post on your website. You're FC Schalke. You have a website.
Yeah.
No. We're run by a huge soccer team or a European football team, and people know us from that. That's our brand, and we're gonna honor that legacy. No, fuck that. Reddit post. In the League of Legends subreddit.
Like,
not even it's not a post. It's a comment. It's a response to something else. Like, guys, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't get it.
Holy shit!
Like you said, put it on Twitter. Like, do a twit longer or something. Like, just put his picture
anything
up
but
there.
what you did.
Yeah,
Literally
like
anything
any
but what
method you
did.
could have done would have been better than what you chose. Like,
Alas, they did it, and I don't even think, in terms of a gameplay perspective, I liked Pride.
yeah,
I like Pride better than like a lot of the. I remember Pride. That's what I remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I actually remember
Pride,
his name.
And they have Crepo or Mitch, whatever he's calling himself now as a coach.
Oh, it wasn't his name. Because he played in the first game randomly.
Well, he had to because
somebody was sick.
I guess they had either sick or visa issues. I'm assuming sick because
I think one person was sick, and then one person also I forget what happened, but yeah, I think it was like Boris.
So their support, it was their AD carry who was sick. So their support had to role swap for one game, and Mitch played support.
It was fucking weird.
And they won the game.
They did, yeah.
That was one of like 4 wins or however many they had, or 6 or 7. I don't know. Like there was parody. Wyatt.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that
parody Wyatt. All right, we nice sidetrack there. I like that a lot. Let's get back. Let's talk about
EU.
Yeah, you know, G2 versus Splice. Who's your MVP for this one?
I feel like I gotta go with maybe either like Perks or Hjarnan. Hjarnan.
Okay, one of our fans, please make a supercut of Wyatt versus European names. It's my favorite thing. But yeah, I liked Hjarnan a lot this series. I thought he put the carry pants on.
Yeah.
He showed that he can play a wide variety of meta champions from Jhin all the way to Jhin. He played something that wasn't Jhin. Oh, he played a Tristana game. But yeah, he just spammed Jhin and he won a lot. G2 looks solid right now. It looks like the G2 of old, I dare say.
It does, yeah. Like for as rough as they looked early in the season, because G2 and TSM had a very similar trajectory this split. Struggled early on, but turned on towards the end. Except G2 is still better than everybody else in EU, or at least better than people they played so far. Which has allowed them to get to the finals. Whereas TSM, there was a lot of good competition in A this year. So
there's good competition in EU too. Let's be fair. Come on.
I mean, there was, but they were both 3-1s. Like it wasn't even like.
You know what they were? They weren't 3-1s. They were Swain. Europe.
That's fair.
Fucking look at me.
That's true, yeah.
Damn this dumbass Birdman. I'm tired of him getting through your pick ban phase and winning every game.
He didn't win every game. Somebody lost.
But yeah, Fnatic managed to throw when they had Swain.
That's what it was, yeah.
I don't count that as a Swain loss. I count that as
Fnatic just being Fnatic.
Yeah, Fnatic just went nuts and somehow threw a game when they had a huge lead. But Swain won every other game we saw him in. Ban the bird. It's ridiculous. Okay, game 1. Right, game 1. Niski gets his hands on Swain, and he doesn't have a great KD, to be fair. Doesn't have a great KD, but it's a close game, and Niski is able to win. Splice is able to win. Cool.
Yeah.
Next game, Wonder gets Swain. He smashes Sion in the top lane.
Yep.
Obliterates him. And then G2 wins in 33. And then the next 2 games, the red side team bans him twice. Or actually, no.
He got through and
G2 banned him on red side. And then game 4, Splice didn't ban him on red side. Then G2 picked him again. Wonder again smashed Odo in the top lane. Shout out to Wonder. He's been quietly really good so far in the postseason. And as of late. But my point still stands.
Yeah.
ban the fucking bird. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just like I never understand. It's like you have to treat this dude the same way that we treat, like, we talked about a couple weeks ago, the Rengar Camille meta. Like, you just have to ban him. Like, yes, I understand that you're just like, oh, but if we let him through, like, it won't be that bad. Like, no,
we'll create some counter picks, and it's like, no, the counter pick is to fucking ban him.
Yeah, the counter pick is literally just click ban during the pick ban phase. Like, it's not that hard.
Anything else you want to talk about this series? Like, I thought Splice did decently well, but G2 just showed up more. I don't even think Splice necessarily underperformed. I think they performed to their level, and we saw what that is.
Yeah, I think G2
also, they don't know how to fucking draft because they didn't ban Swain, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think the drafting issues and the fact that G2 is just better than Splice. Like, Splice, like, hats off. They had a good split. I think
they will be the third. They will finish in third. I think they will finish in third. We'll get
I think they can beat. I think they can beat Vitality.
Oh my god, anybody can beat that. Maybe not Fnatic 3-0, but like.
But yeah, it's
Fnatic will eventually lose a game to these guys, but.
Yeah, right.
Okay, let's just move on to the next series. I'm so annoyed with Fnatic because like Vitality, I think, is the worst team in this Final Four, and like. They have a new top laner. So as underwent hand surgery. Hope he gets better.
Yeah.
But like, what did Fnatic actually show us here? Let's start there. This win said what about Fnatic?
That they knew somewhat how to draft, because they either got Swain or banned him. Like, they made sure to ban it on red side, and
they remembered the champion is good.
Yeah, so I mean, they did that, and I think they showed us that they can be somewhat dominant. Like, I wasn't super blown away by everything that they did, and I think they at least knew the matchup well, because they knew that, like, if we stop Jizuke, we win the series.
It wasn't even just that though. Like, I thought Gilius was decent this series.
He was better than he's been for a lot of the split, for sure.
The bottom lane for Vitality was non-existent, I thought.
Yeah.
And Fnatic just kept picking these really passive bottom lanes. Like Reckless played Ezreal every single game. And we're just like, we're not fighting you early on. Fuck you. We're just gonna wait until late game. Reckless will scale. Meanwhile, Broxa and Caps took over the early game every single time. And which something that surprised me, Cabochard, a veteran carry player in the top lane, could not punish Bwipo. And I don't know if that's Bwipo being really good, this matter being bad for Cabochard, or Cabochard's a washed up piece of garbage. What do you think? It's only one of those three. It can't be anything else. And it's hypothetical, I'm sure. Yeah.
I think it's probably more so that it's just not as meta, and I think they didn't really have a lot to go off of with Bwipo. So it was kind of just like, well, shit, there's this guy. Like, I prepared for Soaz, and then, well, wait, now I have to play this guy.
Well, it's not like Bwipo showed anything drastically new. He played 2 Gangplank games, he played a Scion game, and he played Joe, I think. Let me click. I'm cheating.
Yeah, he played Show.
He played Show. So, like, these are really standard top laners right now.
True.
In fact, let's hone in actually really quick on Vitality's one win, right? The only time Swain lost this weekend, which was where we had Gilius going 6-3 on Olaf. Jizuke manhandled the mid lane. He was able to shove out consistently as Talia and then Rome. And then Mini Chuprax's Kog'Maw got really far ahead.
I was like, Kha'Zix is an ADC? What?
And they abused the shit out of Bwipo. Bwipo went 0-6 in that game.
Yeah.
And Cabo was Camille 1-2. He didn't really, he participated. He got some assists. But like
he played the Camille game that we've come to expect lately, not like the old Camille games.
Yeah, not the it's Camille. Okay, game's over. But yeah. In the meantime, I think this showed that Fnatic is a more cohesive team altogether than we've seen in the past. Mm-hmm. That being said, I have some questions. Was Reckless not confident in the 2v2 prowess because he went Ezreal every game. And they went Ezreal Tom Kench. They went Ezreal Braum. These are not aggressive lane smashing combinations, right?
Yeah.
So, what's the deal there? Maybe they did some scouting, like if Mini Pass can't get ahead early on, he doesn't do much, so we're just gonna chill because we know Reckless can contribute later, which he did. Or was it Reckless just like, I'm just not gonna bother. I don't want to deal with this. I just want to play Ezreal. It's hard to tell with Reckless because sometimes it feels like he does whatever he wants. At least you think back to his days where he was a Kennen one trick, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like whatever Reckless says, he does. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this win. I called the 3-1 accurately, as I thought Vitality would luck their way into some stupid shit. But, like...
Which they did.
Which they did. I think the series was exactly what we thought it would be. No?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, with that being said, let's move on to some predictions. This is my favorite part, where we get to be wrong, eventually. Third place game. Splice versus Vitality. Who do you got and why?
I think I'm going to go with Splice 3-1 because I playing against G2 was, I think, harder than playing against Fnatic. So
right? Yeah, it feels like Fnatic's had an easier bracket. Oh, no, this is their first match. Vitality's had a weird bracket, and G2 has struggled from the bottom. I'm thinking of Splice. God damn it.
Splice, yeah.
I'm over Splice today.
What teams are you talking about?
Splice had a harder bracket all the way through, whereas Vitality stumbled into getting smashed by Fnatic.
I agree. Yeah. I think Splice, like you said, they had to go up against Rocket. Even though they 3-0'd, I think Rocket was a better team than H2K. So,
I respected Rocket a lot more than I respected H2K.
Yeah. So for them to 3-0 that team and then go into the G2 matchup and win a game, like, you know,
and they were relatively close considering considering how much I appreciate this G2 squad.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they've had a harder road. They've showed a bit more consistency and cohesion.
They showed ability to adapt within a series.
Yeah, and Vitality just hasn't
kind of.
Yeah, kind of. But Vitality just hasn't shown me a lot. Like you 3-2'd H2K like in a pretty weird series. Like they got beat in 22 minutes in one of those games, like against H2K. Like, come on,
bruh.
Yeah, so
that's all anybody's gonna remember from Vitality. The splits like
it's
22
oh
minutes
my God.
In playoffs. It's like
so
they won that series. Yeah,
and then it's like, okay, sure, you managed to beat Swain in one game, but like you let him through three times. Like why didn't you ban him at all? So I think they just showed a lot of problems in that respect. So all that put together just leads to a loss. It's a Splice in this third place match for me.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I think Splice has had a great period of growth. I'm excited to see what they do. It'll be bittersweet. Some interesting matchups to note. This is Yamato Cannon's former team versus Yamato Cannon's current team, and I think Tomato Canyon is on the wrong side of things this time. I like Splice a lot more. I agree with the 3-1 scoreline as well. Even though I think Splice is a lot better than Vitality, it's impossible to say they're going to 3-0 because Vitality do have that explosive potential. Now, the big one. G2 and Fnatic. We've been talking about this matchup for a while, haven't we?
Yep.
This is what we thought it would be. It is what it is. So why? Pretty sure you're a Fnatic fan. No?
Yeah.
Tell me why Fnatic's going to win the series.
So I think Fnatic's going to win the series because
Do you think Fnatic will win the series? I'm just putting words in your mouth right now. Do you think they'll win?
I feel like because I've been on this horse all season, like I just have to keep going.
Yeah, okay, respectable.
I don't think if they win, like I think that G2 will probably win. But I'm gonna go with the Fnatic 3-2 because I think if they win, it's gonna be a super, super close series. And
I think it's gonna be close either way.
Yeah, so I think they're
I'm expecting a 3-2 to G2, but 5 games for sure.
So yeah, because these teams, even though like G2 has been playing really well, like Fnatic, this is probably the best Fnatic team that we've seen, and since like the last time they were in the grand finals like 3 years ago. So I think this is the best iteration of the team we've seen. They're playing as a team really well. They have really good cohesion. They recognize what their play style is, and they know how to execute on that. And it's not just a reckless show. I think if this was last split where it was just reckless or bust all the time, I would say there's no way they're going to be G2. But the fact that they've diversified a lot more with Caps in the mid lane doing really well. Broxa was really good last series. Weepo, for him being a rookie and having only played like 2 games during the regular season, he played really well in that series against Vitality. So I think they have enough. They've got what it takes, and G2 is a strong team, but I think the Fnatic can grind out the win in the end.
Right. Okay. So I think when I look at what G2 has been doing well, for one, Wonder's been a very strong presence, and I don't know what Weepo has to offer in terms of a rebuttal, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that, I like G2. I think the mid lane matchup, Perks versus Caps, should be a good one. Perks Broxa versus or Caps Broxa versus Perks Yankos will be good as well. I think overall, I like the way G2 executes game plans. I think I like their rotations a lot more than I like Fnatic's right now. Fnatic, to me, feel like a team that just wins through, like, they look a lot like C9. They go either, not necessarily to go ham early, but they get solid early leads, and then they compound on that by rotating in the early game. But when they can't do that, C9 of last year, right? When they couldn't do that, C9 would fall apart in the mid to late game. And I think G2 is comfortable enough playing in a bunch of different situations. Even if they don't necessarily have the championship experience, I think Perks will be able to lead his team to victory, 3-2 to G2. But I do agree with you. I think it's going to be very close either way.
Yeah.
What else do we have to talk about in terms of EU? MVP? Oh, MVP. Who's your MVP? I think Reckless will get it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I'd like to see it go to somebody else, but like
this time,
it's Reckless. Like he led them to the number 1 seed. Right? They were number 1 seed, right?
Yeah.
Am I tripping?
No, you're good.
No, yeah. They were 14-4. Yeah. So like he led them to the seed. They looked really well, and I think he's always the leader, and you kind of have to look there. So it'll probably go there. If not, I could see maybe like Yarnin or Perks.
I don't think it's anybody on G2, considering they only recently got good.
True.
I don't think there's any other good candidates besides Reckless.
Reckless, yeah.
I'd love to be proven wrong, but like I don't know, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Europe. Cool.
That's Europe.
See one of you two lads at MSI. On to NA. Before we begin, somebody in chat alluded to this earlier, but we are saddened to hear the news of what happened to Double F's parents. His older brother murdered the mother, and the father survived his stab wounds, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
allegedly. I mean, they keep saying allegedly, but like,
I think the fact that Cody's dead's not a legend, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so thoughts and prayers go out there.
Yeah, thoughts to them. Like, I can't imagine having to deal with that, period.
Right.
And then,
I called my parents after I heard. Encourage you guys to do the same. Just let them know what's
seriously. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. Like, especially in this, like, it was his brother.
The world's too fucking crazy right now. Don't take anything for granted.
Exactly. So, yeah. Thoughts and prayers. But speaking of Double F, before all of that happened, he played in a semifinal match up against Echo Fox and absolutely fucking destroyed from start to finish. Like,
Yep. I think Echo Fox has been on this downward trajectory all throughout the second half of the split, and it came to a crashing halt. Liquid have been surging at the right times where Echo Fox was slumping. To me, this is a lot like Fnatic versus Vitality. And it's just like, this is a very no shit situation.
Yeah.
That was a 3-0, correct?
No, it was a 3-1.
Oh my god. Good for Fnatic.
Yeah, they won a game, but even then, like
I'm down.
It was not. It was yikes. Even because in game 3, all they did was it was like super objective based. They just were like, all right, let's avoid double lift for a little bit and just like knock down some towers and then eventually win. And they did. But outside of that, like Liquid literally just team fought the shit out of Echo Fox. Like at every moment, they were just like, "Hey guys, want to fight? Yeah, sure, let's do it." And just fought over and over and over.
They kept Echo Fox on the back foot. They didn't let. We're just using. We're just using. What are they called? Buzzwords now.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, it was one of those series. It's like, damn, good one.
Yeah, I mean, like in game 4, they won in 23 minutes. They had 21 kills in 23 minutes, like almost a kill a minute pace. Like it's ridiculous. And double lift, let's see what he was 29, 2, and 26. Like, and that's after he didn't die at all in their series against Cloud9. So his KDA ratio is now at a plus 39, or like he's at 39 because he only has 2 deaths across 7 games. Like,
right.
So this is like, whew.
Huge.
He put the team on his back ridiculously.
Yeah. Shout out to Liquid. I don't really have anything else to say about the series. Do you?
No, I mean, I think even though he put the team on his back, it wasn't as though it was like double lift or bust. It just kind of happened that he just keeps popping off. Like everyone else on the team he
got his Jhin and he ran with it.
Yeah, like everyone else is playing well, so it's not as though he's like having to carry their carcass across the finish line. No, exactly. he's just playing ridiculously out of his mind right now.
He's the focal point, not necessarily the driving force.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
All right, and then the last series, Clutch Gaming took down TSM 3-1 to advance to 100 Thieves, and boy, oh boy, what a set! Jesus Christ, fuck that game 5. Like
that game 5.
Fuck that game 5. That was a oh god, I'm so scared of failure. Fiesta, I hate those.
Yeah, like that.
Commit, like just go be a failure if that's what's it written.
Yeah, it was like neither team wanted, like I think because they danced around the first Baron for literally like 30 minutes. Right. Like I don't think the first Baron didn't come until like 40 minutes. Like they didn't kill they joked about it on the cast. They didn't kill the Cloud Drake. Like it didn't turn from Cloud Drake to Elder Drake until I think like 60 minutes.
Yeah, it looked for an hour.
Like they were so focused on Baron for like 30 to 45 minutes, but neither team would commit to anything. Like,
and then finally one team took Baron and like they got repelled on the siege. It's like, okay, we can go take Drag. Oh, it's a Cloud. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah. And anytime they got a Baron, it was a 1,700 gold power play. Like it was nothing. Like they didn't do anything. Like there were no huge team fights. Like they would get one fight and a kill, or one kill in a fight here, one kill in a fight there, but it just was literally just back and forth on a razor's edge for 75 minutes.
Yeah.
Until finally,
it's the edge of my insanity. The edge of my sanity, Wyatt. It was dumb.
Oh god.
Say it was dumb.
It was ridiculous. And then finally, like I said,
I'll take it.
They got 100 Thieves got one last Baron, and then just built up a big enough minion wave that it got all the way up to the Nexus turrets, took it out, and then they got one kill, and we're just like, oh, hey, we can finally end this now. And
that game 5 was really it was really representative of the entire series. Some quick things I want to go over. Someday looks great. Some days in playoffs form. His Cho'Gath was unstoppable. And you don't want to waste a ban on Cho'Gath because, like,
it's especially when you got people like Swain out there, like that's one less ban that you really want to have to deal with. And shout out to both teams. Yeah, they ban Swain every game. Yeah! They understand. They get it.
I honestly think Clutch versus Liquid would be an incredible series. I love this Clutch team. Shout out to their staff. They've looked so incredibly good in this playoff run. Right? Their analysts, their coaches, their scouting reports, and even their players are executing these plans pretty well in game. For Clutch, who is the most important player for you? Why?
I mean, I think where like you got people like FiestaWatch and stuff, but I think in this matchup, like Apollo was the most important player just because the bot lane was such a big deal.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, I think Solo not being able to stand up against Someday was a huge negative for them.
Yeah. Solo, I don't think Solo even did bad so much as like his Gnar game, he didn't do what he needed to as Gnar. Jesus. Which whenever he played Gnar at some point, I just remember going like, okay, cool, whatever. Like he wasn't making a huge impact. I thought FiestaWatch was a monster, and Febby not only did Febby not smash Ryu in lane, but dominated team fights. Right?
He did.
Orianna shockwaves were nuts.
Like he almost won that game for them on multiple occasions because of his Orianna.
Yeah, no, FiestaWatch gave his damnedest, and like if this is how he's gonna, if this is him in NA right now, I'm sure the other mid laners are like, okay, yikes, we need there's another strong European in our midst.
Yeah, and I think too, like just speaking about Clutch, I saw like Jacob Wolf was talking on Twitter,
as he does.
Yeah, basically saying
Bless
that
you.
he was talking about, he was like, because the series is so close, he was like, oh, I guess we know like Liquid's the best team in NA right now. And I was like, well, like that may or may not be true, but I think
they had the easier matchup.
They had the easier matchup, and I think a lot of people, even though Clutch was the 6th seed, and they're like, oh, like 100 Thieves is almost
Michigan the best team in college basketball because they ran through Loyola?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I think a lot of people were underestimating Clutch, and I think they're just assuming that like, oh, because like 100 Thieves struggled against Clutch, this is like an indictment to Liquid being better. It's like, no, Liquid had to play Cloud9, who were pretty bad. Echo Fox had been on one of the hugest downward trends.
If this was a bigger tournament, I would be very upset. But it's only an A, so like, who gives a shit?
Exactly, yeah. But it's like Clutch had to play TSM, and then they had to play 100 Thieves. Like that. That's a hell of a.
That's a rough schedule.
That's a rough schedule, and I think Clutch is way better than their 6th seed puts forth. They're gonna. I think they're gonna win 3rd.
Oh, for sure, no, without a doubt. For 100 Thieves, really quick, I want to touch on them. Afro did a great job. Cody was kind of shaky. He wasn't the Rock.
I mean, he had a lot of damage in
late game, but like early game, Clutch
early game
exploited them early on.
Yeah, there was a lot of times where you felt like he could have stepped up a little bit earlier.
I remember there was one play. Afro. It was again, and I'm so glad that Clutch brought out Ash. I love Ash, by the way. So like just cool innovations to see, but like, and also Double is really good at Ash. So like, that's pretty yikes. But what if? But it was this one play where Apollo Ash arrows down to the bot lane, and Afro black shields the stun, and then Cody, he was playing Kate. He 90 caliber nets the wrong direction, and he forces and because of that, like Afro has to use his ultimate and his flash, and Cody has to use his flash and his heal. And it's
I think I remember that play.
It's just like, bruh, got you out. No, where's the faith?
Exactly.
It was just probably a bad misclick, but like, I don't know. Every time I remember Cody getting close, sometimes you start to see cracks. So, with that being said, Ryu did okay, and Meteos did okay.
Mm-hmm.
Meteos was more okay than Ryu.
Yeah, Ryu had a tough matchup, and
Febby's a beast though. So
and Febby is playing very, very well.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, it's about that time. Let's get into some juicy predictions.
Let's do it.
Sponsored by nobody. Clutch Gaming versus Echo Fox. How hard will Clutch smash? I say 3-1. I don't think they 3-0 necessarily.
Yeah.
But I think if they are motivated, Echo Fox will not be motivated because they're like, shit, we're losers. I think Clutch will show that they are the 3rd best team in the league by a country mile. And Echo Fox is certainly good, but they weren't. They peaked early.
Yeah, Echo Fox peaked very early. And ever since like week 5, they've just been on a downward trend. And Clutch looks amazing. So I think if you flip the brackets, like
Yep.
Clutch would be in the playoffs right now.
Think maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. Liquid's a really good team, but I think it would have been another 3-2. Like I think if Liquid played Clutch, Liquid wouldn't have as easy of a time getting to the finals as they did against Echo Fox. So yeah, I think Clutch will 3-1. I don't know if like Echo Fox they're not terrible, so they can pick up a game.
They're not garbage. They're just not like anything special.
Yeah, they're just not as good right now as they probably could be. Like they have a good core, but they just aren't playing very well. So yeah, 3-1 for Clutch there.
Yeah, exactly. So finals. Realistic question that we have to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Will Double Lift play?
It's sad that we have to ask it, but it is
of course. But this changes everything.
I think he will, because I think that I feel like that's the kind of player he is.
You think he's going to be motivated rather than torn up, or he will be torn up? Like,
I mean, he'll be torn up regardless.
Yeah, but he'll be motivated rather than like shut down.
Yeah, I think he'll play. I don't know if he'll play well, or because it's like he need to go one of two ways. Like he could play and be dejected and be kind of like a shell of his former dominant self that we saw in the first 2 rounds, or he could play and be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this like in memory of my mom. Exactly. Like my dad's in the hospital, like I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna put on a hell of a performance. I feel like we're more likely to get that because I just feel like that's the kind of player that he is.
Right.
I think just he's such a veteran that I feel like he would be the one to take the road of like, all right, I'm gonna do this shit. Like I'm gonna, Jordan Game 6 flu game, this kind of thing, and just really do it. So
and this is a big chance for him to step up in terms of like his legacy.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. But it's a team game.
Yeah.
Who are you predicting to be the NA champion to go represent us at MSI?
I'm going 100 Thieves 3-2.
All right.
Because it's not going to be, and that's assuming that Double Lift plays and that Double Lift, because if Double Lift doesn't play, Team Liquid, I think it'll probably be like a 3-1. Because I think,
agreed.
Like we said, like it's not Double Lift or bust, but he's such a big.
He's very important.
Team.
Yeah,
he's very important. It's not like a LeBron thing where you take LeBron off the team and then you get Cleveland. Yeah, exactly. It's just more of like it's more of a Steph Curry thing. You take him off the team is a little less good, but they're still really good.
Maybe more than a little less. Give Steph some credit.
That's true. More than a little less. But regardless, I think if he doesn't play, it completely changes the landscape. But I'm assuming that he'll play, and I think that he'll play to the best of his ability. And I think it's going to be a very tight series. I don't think, and if Hunter Thieves wants to win, it won't be the way they won against Clutch, because you're not going to see a 75-minute game against Liquid. I don't think. They just don't play that type of play style. Because if anything, Liquid would have tried to pull the trigger way earlier, and it could have gone either way. They could have fucked it up and lost, or they could have won a team fight and won. But I think they don't play passive like the way Clutch did. So Liquid, they're going to go for broke at some point. So I think, you're not going to see that. But I do think that, like you said, Someday has been playing really well. Medios has been playing strong as well. Like he's been playing some of the best League of Legends we've seen in quite a while. Ryu will have a little bit less of a. I mean, Pole Welcher's good, but I think Fabevin is a little bit better. So it'll be.
Fabevin? You mean Ryu?
Well, no, I'm saying playing against Pole Welcher versus Fabevin. I think Ryu will have a little bit easier time going up against Pole Welcher than he did Fabevin. I think Cody Sun's gonna have his work cut out though, because
he better be the man.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully you've got Aframu who has played with Double Lift before, so he knows how he plays and can maybe kind of give a little bit of insight. But I think that bot lane matchup is going to be pretty interesting to watch.
I'm going to go the other way. I think Liquid will win.
Okay.
Impact has the best KDA right now. It's like 9 something. It's insane. Impact's been playing phenomenally. I think he can neutralize someday. I think Smithy's always an intelligent jungler. I think him and Meteos should be a fun matchup to watch. Waltzer will do his job. Ole will do his job. And I think Doublelift's going to take over. This is one of those career-defining moments, you know? And Doublelift tends to... And this is domestic. So he's not going to go invisible like he normally does.
Yeah.
Situations, you know? I think this is Doublelift's time, and I think it's going to be a 3-2. I agree it's going to be a very close series. Either way, it should be good. Do we have anything else we need to talk about before we are done today?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. This has been FiestaWatch. We will be back next week at this time. So get your Google Calendar alerts set now. Mark your calendar, IRL, if that's what you do. I'm not going to judge you, but like it's 2018. Come on, Mom. If you want to talk to us on Twitter, our handles are below us. Use the hashtag FiestaWatch so we know what you're talking about. We're just not just like, holy shit, people are ranting at us. Coming up next, we got Around the Hoot, where we're going to be talking about all kinds of shit. I'm sure I'm going to get triggered at some point because I hate Dallas, talking about Dallas at this point. Wyatt's going to cry about the Valiant. It's going to be a great time. So don't touch that browser. We will be right back.